Out back. I was impressed when I came to the Sacramento River Valley the first time. Boy, this bird hunting was a big deal out here. Never a dull moment in the goose field with Mike Moore and Scott Eberhart. We got that one loner coming around the backside.
You ready, Tom?
Yeah.
Atta boy.
Hi, everybody. It's Tom Knapp. Most of you know me as Benelli's exhibition shooter, but I've been an outdoorsman all my life. Come along with me as I investigate another lifelong dream of going on safari. Benelli's American Safari. Michael.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
A little chilly out this morning, isn't it?
Being that most of my hunting has always been in the upper Midwest, I've never had a great opportunity to shoot these white-fronted geese or specklebelly.
I've known Tom for a couple years now, and my good friend Mike Moore runs a guide service in the Sacramento Valley, and he specializes in specklebellies, so it was a perfect fit.
Some of them referred to as the Specklebelly King. What's in store?
Well, we got some frost out there, so we're gonna knock the frost off the decoys and then shoot some specks. Tom said he wanted to get in on the specklebellies. It's something he hadn't done much of. And
Number one, I've never shot the species, but number two, I've been told that those birds are the best eaten geese in the sky. We've got weather coming.
yeah,
And it's liable to get cloudy around noon.
we're not looking for the bluebird weather like we would be for mallards or something of that nature in this valley. We want storms. That's what makes these things feed.
He's got Shyla ready to go. I'm anxious. Can we get on with it?
Let's do it.
This guy puts so much work and effort into his leased area.
Everything was really frosty, so I had one of the guys that helps me out come out early and start putting the pump sprayer to the decoys to try to knock the frost off of them.
And then there's the decoy spread. And it's an arrangement that looks so natural that when you pull up on it, you are thinking there is a gaggle of real geese right in front of your blind.
Getting this decoy spread out is a major, major operation. There's over 600 of them out there. And
when I saw Mike Moore's setup, this was a bit beyond some of the 4-star stuff that I've hunted with.
these specks are real leery. I have as you can tell, the blind is completely hidden. I don't have anything out of place. We pick up all of our empty shells. We pick up all of our wads out here.
These things are equipped with stools. He's got heaters in there. These guys really know what they're doing.
All his clients, you know, keep coming back to him because he puts them on the geese.
Right at shooting time, we pretty much started our day. The specs came right in.
There's one. There's two singles right there.
I swear they were separate things.
There's a pair of singles. Look at this gaggle of geese. You got 3 specks going straight up.
There you go. Single spec, single spec, single spec. That's as close as he's gonna get. Go, Tom.
I can't hurt him from
Oh,
here.
is he high? Whacked him pretty hard.
Well, I'm kind of impressed at the moment. That's as close as you're gonna get, you said. That was cool.
Hey! Hey!
This is kind of funny when Scooter's giving Shyla these commands. They have this language between them.
My dog Shyla, she's 6 years old. I trained her myself. She knows my mannerisms. She knows my tone of voice.
Now, if that dog finds that goose and comes back with it from at that distance, I'm gonna be totally.
Got it.
Yeah, she'll get it.
Got it.
The biggest part of any hunt for me is the dog. I'm not able to bring my dog, my little dog Sophie, is 3 years old, little female black lab. But Scooter's dog, Shyla, she and my dog Sophie, the only difference between the two of them is 3 years of age.
Good girl.
Oh my. When she got there, this goose put its wings out, put its neck into an arc, and when she went to grab it, the goose nails her.
Benelli's American Safari is presented by Benelli, Simply Perfect, and by Benelli USA's family of sporting arms, Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors, Federal Premium Ammunition, every shot counts, Champion Traps and Targets, shoot better, have fun, Under Armour, athletes hunt, and by Hunter Specialties.
How long you been guiding out here, Mike?
I'm going on 15 or 16 years.
Wow. This guy puts so much work and effort into his leased area that he hunts these geese over.
We're just south of the Sutter Buttes, about 3 or 4 miles. This particular ranch that I lease is over 300 acres. I only shoot one bottom end of it, and it's right next to Sutter Refuge closed zone.
Very typical to get the specklebellies in. Liberal limits on the specks, 4 birds for each man.
It doesn't seem like too long ago you could only shoot 1 or 2 of them. The specklebellies are really wary because they're targeted so much in California.
I hear a flock of specks down there. Moving back to the refuge or what?
Here they come.
Oh yeah, here they come.
Out back. You ready, Tom?
Yeah.
Attaboy. That'll work.
This black cloud stuff, I'm not kidding, I'm not doing a commercial. This stuff is really something special.
Yes, it is.
And for less than $1 a shot, are you kidding me?
Today everyone was shooting federal black clouds, and they're pretty impressive.
This guy is able to set the spread, so if you have a northwest wind or if you have a northeast wind, he's able to manipulate the geese just by using his goose calls. Look at that, see? And this is just a treat for me.
Nice bird.
When the geese come in to a call, he and Scott Eberhart together on the specklebelly calls is absolutely phenomenal. Most of the time, they could literally direct the flight of those geese into the hunter that they wanted.
Today we were just using the spec call, but it's a higher pitch, and I'm just trying to find something that somebody else doesn't have hanging around their neck, because these specs are called out a lot. Get ready. I mean, 2 of us, we try not to step on each other's call. So one guy's doing a little calling and maybe he's doing some clucking, and sometimes I don't do very much calling at all on the specs, just enough to keep their attention, but I don't want them looking in those holes.
You just got to mix it up. You got to read how the geese are coming in.
Some of the birds I can hammer on and they're hammering back at me. I'm going to call them all the way down until they land. If they're not replying in that mannerism, then I let them go. And I'll let them swing out wide and then bark them back over, because that's a bird that's looking for danger.
Go.
He's landing.
Hey! I shot right over the top of him on the first shot. He was coming down.
Yeah.
You heard me holler, hey, I wanted him to start trying to get away. That first load went over the top of that goose by 1.5 feet. And when I saw that happen, and of course that lifted the goose as he tried to fly, then I got the sight picture I needed, and I think I hit him a little hard.
That bird was flying that way, going towards the refuge up at those power lines.
But these guns are set up to shoot a 50-50 pattern out of the box. 50% of the pattern above your line of sight, 50% below.
Behind us, Mike.
Uh-oh, panic. Get ready, Sean. 1, 2, 3. I got that one?
A couple of ducks in there. You don't need another goose, huh? I pegged myself as a decent long-distance shooter. I've got a lot of experience with it, and that's where Scott Eberhart comes in. After seeing Scott take some of those more difficult shots and make them look easy, I'm thinking, oh no. Here is an exhibition shooter, a professional shooter, and I'm just literally under the gun. Nice shot, Scoot. You whacked them.
Let's keep hunting. We got about 8 strings coming.
I don't know where Scott Eberhart learned how to shoot, but that guy was pulling geese out of the sky.
Yeah, Tom's a lot of fun to hunt with. He is. He's got a lot of stories, but he's a character, yep. And even when he is picking on me for seeing 2 singles instead of calling it a pair.
We did get into some snow geese, and that's where Scott Eberhart comes in again. That guy was pulling geese out of the sky. Ducks and geese falling like rain.
Once the clouds rolled in from the coast range and it got colder, it dropped maybe 15 degrees in temperature, and we had about a 15-mile-an-hour southeast wind. Then the birds started coming out of the refuge with this field in mind, and even coming from the refuge.
I don't know where Scott Eberhart learned how to shoot, and they were ethical shots. But boy, I saw him shoot some long-distance shots. I'm going to guess 50 yards on some of them.
They're not. They heard us that time. There's 3 more locked up. Here comes the whole gaggle. Close up that triangle right there if you can.
I knew this was going to happen.
So did I. Okay, boys.
I'm going to watch.
Scooter.
Oh, that goose is a snotty one. Oh, come on, Shyla, don't let him do that. A scrappy little devil. There you go.
That had never happened to her before, or any of my dogs. I had never had a goose try and protect itself from a retrieve.
A pair of snows came in, and Scott reached out and took that bird down with 1 shot, and it was a marvelous display of shooting prowess.
Turn it around. Get ready, Tom. In the back, coming around on your end. Don't move. Get ready. Feet her out. They're gonna be straight up.
Whoa, that baby almost hit.
Nicely done, gentlemen.
Well, Scooter, that's a teamwork deal, isn't it? Shyla, these are white ones. Look at the white feathers coming down.
He's used to the brown ones.
I'm not sure if the dog is able to see the direction that you're pointing the gun, and that gives them a lead on the first goose down, or if they can actually see the birds out of the pit covers and see the first bird fall. But whichever it is, she was dead on the first goose.
It's just natural to her. She was on it the whole way, and it flew 200 to 300 yards.
She would go out and get the first one that she saw fall. She'd come back with that goose. Scott would be able to command her and make her go the direction that this blind retrieve was sitting out there.
Shyla did a great job today. She saved us a lot of walking because they wanted to try a couple tall birds today with the black cloud, and it knocked them down, but it makes a lot of work for the dog when they're clear out there at 80 yards laying out in the spread, and she does it fast.
I feel pretty confident, and I feel comfortable taking these longer than normal shots. Trying to keep these shots ethical, and everybody tries to push that a little bit. It's not a good idea unless you know and start out with these clay target presentations.
Some of these flocks are be 50 or more birds, maybe up to 500, and I've even had flocks of 5,000 come in. I won't let my group go up on those, simply because I don't want to educate that many birds just to kill a few. Oh, right here, Tom, don't move. Let him swing out away, Scooter, and I think he'll come. It's just the nature of the beast. A lot of these birds have been shot at already and educated, and no matter what you do, they're not going to make it. So I'd like to keep the group small, and you know, the group's up to about 15 birds, and that's about all I like to go up into. And those blinds are pretty well hidden, but I don't want them right over the top of it, so I like them to get as low as I can out far, and then bring them in when they're shootable, bring them over the lids with the call. Too high, you think? Head over the lids.
Oh, well, I could have killed him.
Ready? They're landing right out back.
Yeah, what about this cooking thing?
This is a specialty, first one.
Driven with Tim Bradley is presented by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm from northeast Arkansas, and in Arkansas we're known to do a little duck hunting. But I'm not a big fan of the way we go about it. What we'll usually do is dig a pit in the ground, and everyone sits right beside one another with their guns leaning against the front of the pit like this. When the birds come in, you have to pick your gun up, flip it over, and shoot. Now, as you can see, all this takes a little time, and everyone seems to be shooting at the same bird at the same time. My bird. Well, I've come up with a shot that pretty much allows me to take the first bird out of the flock, and I'm going to share it with you today. If you're shooting a Benelli, you just pick it up and shoot it the way it sits, upside down. Even a pair is not much of a problem. And I know right now exactly what you're thinking. Well, as soon as my hunt buddy sees me shooting with my gun upside down, we're gonna be right back in the same boat. He's still gonna be claiming my birds and my bands. Well, if your buddy's not with you today, I'm gonna show you how to solve that problem. On this shot, you're gonna have to watch the gun, not the target. I'm gonna throw 2 targets, shoot the first one with the gun upside down, flip the gun over, and shoot the second bird. Like I said, watch the gun, not the target. And that's how you take advantage of that shot. I'm Tim Bradley with Benelli USA.
Benelli's American Safari is presented by Benelli, Simply Perfect, and by Benelli USA's family of sporting arms, Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors, Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Champion Traps and Targets. Shoot better, have fun. Under Armour, Athletes Hunt, and by Hunter Specialties.
I can't hurt him from here.
Oh, is he high? That a boy.
Hey!
Hopefully you got enough, because here comes the big grind, so.
Look at them things up in the sky.
Let him swing out away, Scooter, and I think he'll come. One more time. There you go. Too high, you think? Head over the lids.
Oh, well, I could have killed him.
Ready? They're landing right out back.
That's getting them down on the deck. Nicely done, boys. You know, some people wonder why we are out here hunting and collecting and harvesting. And I don't care if they're duck, goose.
No! Come here.
These things are like eating a steak. Everybody I talked to said, oh, the specklebelly's a ribeye of the sky. And I got to taste some of those, and I'm in full agreement.
The specklebellies are hands down the most tasty game out there.
All right. Lean cuisine there. Shyla, sweetie, you're quite the goose lady.
She did great.
Scooter, This deal that you hooked me up with, I mean, your buddy Mike here really knows what's going on.
I think he does.
Well, it's a proof. We got all the proof laying there. Look at these two guys. Those are snows. Call him, Mikey. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Up, up. You're not a kite. Ooh, over the other side of the dike. Shiloh's going on the home stretch.
It seems like, in comparison to regular steel shot, that the black cloud has more shock with it. That the flight stoppers really do put the shock into them about like the old lead days. It really knocks the wind out of them.
Shiloh, the wonder dog.
This one wants to come back again.
I'm good. Oh, Scotty. I thought sure you were going to let him come back. Yeah, she keeps looking at it. Oh. Right in the chin. The flight stopper pellet, the one that looks like a little Saturn, took him right in the chinny chin. Why don't we get the frying pan out? A little saute action. Well, I know about these specklebelly geese, the white-fronted goose. I know that it is the ribeye of the sky. I know that it's the best eaten goose up there. Medium rare is the deal if you can.
It was awesome. We just put a little butter and garlic on them and stirred them around with the onions.
Good,
And
kidding me. There you got it. You're not going to want to miss one episode of Benelli's American Safari. There's no whispering on my show. No it! Hey! This thing comes from Africa? And don't ever come back! I'm Tom Knapp, and remember, think safety first, and then have a good hunt.